Hey! Let me see your hands! Hey! Hey, come back! Let me see your hands! Stop! Stop!
Being a police officer partially means you are signing a death warrant every single day. Some people go to work worried because they have to meet deadlines and face difficult customers. But for cops, it's different. They worry if they will come back home to their beautiful family every single day they step out of the door. They worry if they will see the smile of their baby again. These are 3 stories that show how quickly everything can go wrong, even during what seems like a routine day. These officers have no idea that a routine traffic call or daily assignment can turn into a high-speed chase. Number 1, the high-speed chase that shocked Austin. Imagine chasing a car without knowing that the driver is heavily armed and ready to kill at any time, if apprehended by anyone, including the police. This is a life-and-death situation. But the Austin Police Department was up to the task, and they executed it perfectly.
Red light. Hold on. Our vehicle almost crashed out. 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. Our vehicle looks like it has a flat left tire.
It all happened on May 31st, 2025, at approximately 11:16 p.m. The night was still and calm when officers from the Austin Police Department were dispatched to stop a reported stolen vehicle. Little did they know that this would soon turn into a high-speed chase that would put their lives in grave danger.
I have no traffic right now. Research Service Road southbound. Sorry, northbound. Research Service Road northbound. Coming up on Peyton Gin. 65 miles an hour. No traffic.
The suspect, fully aware of the seriousness of the situation, wasn't going to go down easily. As soon as the police tried to pull him over, he floored the accelerator and sped off, running through red lights without hesitation, ignoring all traffic rules. The officers quickly realized they were dealing with a dangerous individual. This initiated a brief but intense pursuit that started at approximately 11:21 p.m. The suspect, pushing his vehicle to its limits, didn't expect such a quick response from the police. The officers, knowing the danger they faced, pushed their vehicles hard to keep up. As the chase grew more intense, the suspect lost control of his vehicle. The car collided with a cement pillar, a violent crash that would have stopped most drivers, but not this one. Despite the damage to his vehicle, the suspect kept going at breakneck speed, determined to evade capture. The Austin Police Department was relentless. They weren't stopping until they had the suspect in custody, and this chase was far from over. A short time later, everything changed for the suspect. Another collision occurred, but this time, it wasn't just any crash. The suspect's vehicle collided with an uninvolved car at the intersection of Research Boulevard and North Lamar Boulevard. The impact was violent enough to spin the vehicle rapidly, facing the oncoming traffic.
1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. Sorry, EMS.
Now trapped, the suspect had no choice but to come to a stop. But this wasn't the end. The officers had been pursuing him for a while, and they were determined to end it. As the officers approached the vehicle, ready to apprehend the suspect, they were met with an unexpected surprise. The suspect, later identified as Devin Guevara, opened fire on the officers. This wasn't the outcome they had anticipated. The officers quickly dove for cover behind their vehicles, taking immediate defensive positions. 4 officers returned fire. The suspect was hit in the clavicle, and he fell. But the situation wasn't over.
Hey, he said you can't get out. Try climbing out the window.
We're intersection of North Lamar and Research Boulevard. Find fire and
What's up? He's coming out. Don't get out, he's compliant.
Drivers not compliant, out of the window.
Climb out of the window.
Climb out the window!
Climb all the way out. Keep moving, keep moving. Keep climbing out. Keep climbing out.
message, driver's coming down.
Face away from me!
As the scene fell silent, the officers carefully moved closer to the suspect. They could see he was still moving inside the vehicle. They gave clear orders for him to raise his hands and exit the vehicle. But the suspect, weak from his injuries, struggled. Unable to open the door, he was forced to exit through the driver's side window.
Static now, we're in all flag.
Alright, walk back for the sound of my voice.
790, have an EMS stage at the bus stop from Ward 183 for now.
Devin Guevara was detained on the spot. He was quickly transported to a local hospital where he received treatment for his injuries. On June 1st, Devin was booked into the Travis County Jail, facing a slew of charges, including second-degree kidnapping, first-degree assault, aggravated robbery, second-degree assault, and more. The night's chaotic events had come to a close, but the officers knew how dangerous this pursuit had been. Sometimes, an innocent chase can turn into something no one ever expects. Case 2. From hospital bed to high-speed chase. Imagine being a doctor, treating a patient in a hospital, when that very patient suddenly steals an ambulance and drives away. The question that immediately comes to mind is, what is he doing with the ambulance? Why is he running? This incident happened on April 17, 2024, when calls started pouring in from Piedmont Henry Hospital in Stockbridge, Georgia. The officers responded quickly, trying to make sense of a bizarre situation. 27-year-old Ladarius Williams, a patient being treated at the hospital, had stolen an Amerimed ambulance from the facility.
Phoenix, we got a will call it. We are continuing westbound on Lake Harbor, coming up to Jonesboro Road.
The paramedics inside had no idea what was happening until they suddenly realized the vehicle was moving at an alarming speed. Unaware of the danger, the paramedics realized they couldn't take any chances. Fearing for their lives and not wanting to become hostages, they bailed out of the moving vehicle, even though it was speeding at high velocity. When the officers received the call, they were initially confused by the details, but they didn't waste any time analyzing the situation. They swung into action, launching a high-speed chase after Williams, now in control of the stolen ambulance.
Still south on Jonesboro. Speeds are about 20 miles, middle lane.
They're down with Phoenix on this pursuit with the ambulance.
The Atlanta Police Department's Auto Crime Enforcement Unit coordinated with the Georgia State Patrol, making every effort they could to stop Williams and prevent any further reckless driving. The chase stretched through multiple jurisdictions, but no matter how hard the officers tried, Williams managed to escape.
Class 72 is southbound on Jonesboro, just past Commerce.
Alright, still southbound on Jonesboro.
Cool. I'll blast him to put it.
Alright, Phoenix, y'all have light traffic up ahead. Still south on Main, crossing over Chestnut. Light traffic up ahead.
We're straight out to parallel. Jonesboro's here. Get it.
But just when the officers thought they might catch a break, Williams continued to defy all odds. Ignoring traffic control devices and law enforcement vehicles, he crashed into several civilian and police vehicles along the way. But still, he didn't stop. Eventually, he veered off the road into a residential area, where the Atlanta police were able to deploy a spike strip, deflating the tires of the stolen ambulance. But even then, Williams didn't stop. He continued the chase along Tara Boulevard, trying to evade capture at any cost.
Hold him back up ahead. You guys know where to go.
Let's ride. We finna play now.
Hey,
Watch him.
be on gun. Be on
Watch
gun.
him.
Yeah.
Watch him. No. No.
The chase had gone on long enough, and the officers knew they had one last option left. A pit maneuver was executed, sending the ambulance careening across the roadway, through a grassy median, and finally into a concrete utility pole. The vehicle came to a halt, and Williams knew he had nowhere to go. He was trapped.
1050 with a light pole, 1050 with a light pole. Terra Boulevard and Robert E. Lee. He is getting out, black male dreads, blue pants, yellow socks, running southbound, black male dreads.
But even then, he wasn't done. He quickly exited the vehicle and fled on foot. He wasn't going to give up so easily, but the officers weren't about to let him slip away. After a brief foot chase, with officers from multiple jurisdictions closing in, Williams was finally apprehended.
We put him in the appropriate position. No, turn him to the side. It's cross your lane, bro.
The chase had come to an end, and he was taken into custody by Georgia State Patrol troopers and transported to the Clayton County Jail for processing. Williams's attempt to hijack an ambulance was one for the books. He stole a vehicle in the very place he was being treated, but he couldn't escape the long arm of the law. Case 3. From heist to high-speed chase. Now we move to one of the most dangerous and unpredictable scenarios a police officer can face: a bank robbery. Armed criminals are already dangerous, but when they plan meticulously and come prepared for a fight, the stakes are raised to life and death. On April 21st, 2025, just before 10 a.m., 2 men entered the Diablo Valley Federal Credit Union on Detroit Avenue. The bank was busy, and everything seemed normal until the 2 suspects pulled out guns and pointed them at the bank staff. The bank employees, stunned and terrified, had no choice but to comply, handing over whatever the robbers demanded. Once they had the money, the suspects stormed out of the bank like they had just pulled off the perfect heist. But little did they know, their luck was about to run out. The Concord Police Department had already located their getaway vehicle, and as the suspects fled, the police quickly initiated a pursuit.
Oh my God!
The suspects took off south on Interstate 680, but during the chase, something unexpected happened. Both the suspect vehicle and the police vehicle became stuck in heavy traffic. Now, both sides had a problem. How would they escape this mess without being caught? As the suspect's car was disabled in traffic, they quickly exited the vehicle and carjacked one victim at gunpoint. They tried to flee in the stolen car, but the victim was quick thinking and disabled the vehicle before they could escape. The suspects, realizing they had no other choice, carjacked another victim. This time, they succeeded in driving off in a second stolen car, but the Concord Police Department wasn't going to let them get away.
Hey, so I got him. He's trying to carjack someone. Hey! Let me see your hands! Hey! Hey, come back! Let me see your hands! Stop! Stop! Fuck! Hey, are you okay? Very 215. He's outbound.
They pursued the suspects through the streets of San Jose, the pressure mounting on the criminals. The chase reached its peak when the suspects lost control of the car and collided with another vehicle. The vehicle became disabled, and the suspects were once again without a way out.
The road, wrong side of the road. Okay, just TC'd with somebody right in front of 880. Suspect is 2 suspects running.
At this point, one of the suspects, later identified as Cruz Vargas, decided to flee on foot. As he ran, he was holding an illegally modified handgun with a high-capacity drum magazine. Seeing this, the officers knew they had to tread carefully.
He's got a firearm with him.
Location, are they running on?
Stand by, stand by. 999. Mulberry. Get on the ground!
Vargas, exhausted from running, tried to carjack another vehicle, but the officers were ready. As he brandished his weapon, they opened fire, hitting Vargas, who fell to the ground.
Stay down! Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the fucking ground now!
Officers quickly moved in, apprehended him, and provided medical aid. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment.
Get on the fucking ground now! Fuckers! Shots fired. Shots fired. One suspect being taken into custody.
Vargas's partner, Elijah Phillips, remained on the run for a few more days, but thanks to the swift response of the San Jose Police Department, Phillips was eventually found and arrested. During the investigation, it was revealed that Vargas was on parole for a prior carjacking, and Phillips had an active warrant for domestic violence and theft. Vargas, recovering from the gunshot wound, was charged with multiple counts of armed robbery, carjacking, and firearm violations. His partner Phillips was also charged with multiple counts of armed robbery, carjacking, and possession of firearms. In the end, the chase brought two dangerous criminals to justice, but not without a high price. The officers involved risked everything to ensure that these criminals were taken off the streets, and the danger they faced that day was a stark reminder of the risk law enforcement takes every time they put on the badge. If these stories teach us anything, it's that policing is not scripted drama. It's raw, intense, and often chaotic. Officers put their lives on the line every single day, with no script, no manual, and no safety net. They face dangers we can't even imagine. For the families, the injured, and the communities watching, it's a reminder to appreciate the bravery behind the badge. These officers live in a dangerous world, one where every decision could mean the difference between life and death. If you want to dive deeper into these heart-pounding moments, check out the full videos linked throughout the script. Witness the decisions, the bravery, and the raw emotion firsthand. Stay safe out there. Like, subscribe, and keep watching for more raw, uncut moments from the front lines of law enforcement.